Alright, so what we're going to do is kind of cut up our chicken breasts here. And you can do this with any cut of chicken. I don't can chicken with the bones in it. I've heard of people doing that, but I think it's kind of nasty. I just chicken breast. You want to cut this into about 1-inch cubes, so I just kind of slice it down like so. And just these pieces, like something like that's fine, but generally you want to try to keep it to like 1 inch or so sizes. Make sure your hands are nice and clean and all that. And we're just going to slice all this up. I'll need a slice of about 12 pounds for how much I'm canning. You have to be careful of the cats. They like the chicken. Kitty Jane, what are you doing? You watching that chicken? And we're just going to continue this process until we got about 12 pounds of this chopped up. Alright, so I've got my 1.5 wide mouth bowl jars. That's what I'm using for this. You can use any size jar, pint quart. The processing time's just longer for anything over a pint, a 1.5 or a quart. But I'm just going to put, oh, well, I spilled some on the table. About yay much salt in each one, not quite a full spoonful. And I'm using canning and pickling salt. You want to use that so it doesn't make your jars cloudy. The other stuff has additives and it makes the water or broth or whatever cloudy looking. And then you got to wonder, is it cloudy because of the salt? Or is it cloudy because something's growing in there? So now we're just going to take our jar and we're going to pack in the raw meat chunks. This process is for pretty much any meat. It will be exactly the same. Pork, chicken, lamb, turkey, veal, beef, whatever kind of meat you want to can. Pack it in there lightly. You can pack it in really tight. I've done that before. I like to leave a little room. The meat will make some nice juice to sit in. You can kind of turn it a little bit to really kind of get it packed in a little more. There you go. And you just want to pack it pretty much down to where this little line here is on the jar. And we'll just repeat this process until I fill up 8 jars worth. Alright, so I've got the meat kind of packed into the jars about where it's supposed to be. So I'm just going to wipe off the top of this with a damp paper towel to make sure this rim's clean. On all of these. Okay. So now we just put our flats on, or the lids, whatever you want to call them. Good. Put a ring on. And so alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and kick my flame on the canner. I'm going to move my dishwasher over a little there. Okay. Alright, so I'm just putting about a half a gallon of water in the bottom of the canner. That's probably enough. This is going to be a long session, so we'll see how far it comes up the jars. We might add a little more. We're just going to put our jars in. So that's what I've been talking about all this time, thermal shock. That's exactly how that happens. Now, I will not reuse this chicken. I won't risk that there could be a shard of glass in it. So this will all end up going in the trash. Alright, so this is typically what happens. It just blows the bottom of the jar out like that. There's the other piece. It's typical thermal shock. That's me not remembering that these jars are cold and I need to put cool water in the canner, not screaming hot water. And so I heard that little and I knew exactly what that was. So I caught it before I processed it. So that's always good. When this happens, I will throw the whole jar away. Although this looks like a perfectly clean break, and it probably is, there is a sliver of glass that gets in the food. You don't want that in. You don't want to eat that. Not only could you chomp down on it and cut your mouth, but if you swallow it, it gets into your intestines, slices things up. You need surgery, you could die. You know, it could kill you if it slices open an intestine inside your body. You could get peritonitis and die. And nobody wants to go to the hospital right now during the COVID anyway. So, yeah, we'll just throw that chicken away. It's $1.89 a pound. It's not worth saving a couple bucks to try to reuse it. And so I've just gone ahead and made another jar up. I had some more left in the fridge, so I can still process my full 8 jars. And now we're going to go ahead and put cool water in the canner. Alright. So I got just about a half gallon of water in here. That should be enough. We'll see what it looks like with the jars in it, but I'm sure it's fine. I'm just going to make sure these lids are good and snug as I lower everything in. Okay, now we can go ahead and turn on the flame. Start heating this guy up, bringing him up to temperature. And put the top on, and then we'll let this stuff process. So I'm going to just let the heat up till steam starts coming out. And then we're going to wait 10 minutes, and then we'll put our weight on. Waiting that 10 minutes allows you to verify that there's no air left in here that could create a thermal pocket where one part of the canner doesn't get as hot as another. Alright, so I don't know if you can really hear that or see it, but now there is steam shooting up out of here now. So I'm going to go ahead and set my timer for 10 minutes. And we'll let these vent for 10 minutes, and then we're going to put our weight on. For me, at below 1,000 feet altitude, it's 10 pounds. Above that, it'd be 15 pounds. Alright folks, so my canner has come up. It's steamed for 10 minutes, and I'm letting it build pressure now, waiting for this weight to start jiggling. Alright, my weight's jiggling. I'm up to pressure, so now I'm just going to set my timer to 1 hour and 30 minutes. And we'll let this process. Alright, so our timer has gone off now. This is processed at 90 minutes. So now we're just going to kill the heat and let it cool down. It'll take about 10 or 15 minutes to cool completely down. Alright folks, I scored some toilet paper. I had to run out while the canner's processing. My wife's watching it. I'm getting back there now. But one of my lookouts called, told me where there was toilet paper. We got some. I managed to be able to score a mega pack. So that's good news. Not that I'm really out. I got plenty. But I need to be able to help out friends, neighbors, family that are out. So I heard about it, ran out there and got it, so that I can give everybody a little bit to get them by a little while. That's what preppers do. We help other people when times get tough. We don't sit on our front porch with our shotgun like, you thought I was crazy and look who's got toilet paper now. That's not how this works. We help our friends, our neighbors, and fellow, people, fellow humans, so that we can get through this. If I can, give somebody something or sell it to them at a real price, like what it actually costs during a time of craziness to make their life a little better, I'm more than happy to do that. And it makes me feel good, it makes me happy, and it helps somebody else out. So anyway, we'll get back to getting the chicken done. Alright, so our pressure's at 0. This little thing in the middle fell down. Take our weight off. We're ready to open it. Just gonna open it away from us. I'll pull one of these out here. Take a look. Yummy chicken. Check that out. Alright, we'll just let those cool and seal, and then probably tomorrow morning or whatever when I get up, I'll wash them off, take the rings off, and label them and store them away for a rainy day.